Imagine if wealth was not only about money but also about peace of mind. Would you still pursue it the same way? Welcome, dear listeners, to an enlightening journey where we will delve deep into the realms of wealth and Stoicism. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy born in the bustling heart of Athens, offers us a unique perspective on wealth. It nudges us to view wealth not as an end, but as a means. It's not about the amount of money you have in your bank account, but rather the tranquility and contentment you carry within your soul. Stoicism teaches us to be masters of our desires, to focus on what we can control, and to let go of what we can't. It encourages us to value virtue above all else, even wealth. So how can this age-old philosophy reshape our understanding of wealth? And can it guide us towards a fulfilling life, rich not just in material possessions, but in peace and wisdom as well? Let's explore this ancient philosophy and its principles and see how they might guide us to a rich and fulfilling life. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, has been around for centuries, and its wisdom is still applicable today. It was founded in the 3rd century BC by a merchant-turned-philosopher named Zeno of Citium. Zeno's teachings were later expounded upon by philosophers like Seneca, a prominent statesman in ancient Rome, Epictetus, a former slave who became a respected philosopher, and Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most influential Stoic philosophers. The timeline of Stoicism is vast, spanning from its birth in Greece, flourishing in Rome, and enduring throughout centuries until the present day. The philosophy was born from a need for a practical guide to life, a way to deal with the trials and tribulations that each day brings. These philosophers, despite living in different times, shared a common belief that humans can achieve peace and happiness by accepting the moment as it is. At the heart of Stoicism are 4 virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Each of these virtues holds a significant place not just in our personal growth but also in our journey towards wealth creation. Let's start with wisdom. Wisdom, in the context of Stoicism, isn't just about being book smart or street smart. It's about understanding the nature of life, people, and our own selves. It's about being able to discern what's within our control and what's not. When it comes to wealth, wisdom guides us to make sound financial decisions. It helps us identify where to invest, when to save, and how to use our resources wisely. Next, we have courage. Courage is not just about facing physical dangers, it's also about confronting our fears, uncertainties, and taking calculated risks. In the realm of wealth creation, this could mean stepping out of our comfort zones, investing in new ventures, or simply saying no to an unfavorable deal. The third virtue, justice, urges us to be fair in all our dealings. Justice doesn't mean just abiding by the law, it's about treating everyone with fairness and respect, whether they're our clients, employees, or competitors. In terms of wealth, this means conducting our business ethically, paying fair wages, and valuing the contributions of others. A just person not only earns wealth, but also respect and goodwill. Lastly, we have temperance, which teaches us to avoid excess and practice moderation. In our journey towards wealth, temperance reminds us not to get carried away by materialistic desires. It emphasizes the importance of not spending extravagantly and instead saving and investing for the future. In conclusion, these 4 Stoic virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are not just ethical guidelines, but also practical tools for wealth creation. By practicing these virtues, we can not only build wealth, but also become better individuals. You may wonder, how does Stoicism, a philosophy that encourages acceptance and simplicity, relate to wealth? Well, let's delve into this. Stoicism teaches us to be indifferent to things that are outside of our control, and wealth is one such element. It's not something we can command at will. It depends on a variety of factors, some of which are beyond our reach. In Stoic philosophy, wealth is viewed as a preferred indifferent. This might sound like a contradiction, yet it's a key concept in understanding the Stoic perspective on wealth. Preferred indifference are things that we naturally prefer, like health, wealth, and reputation, but they are not seen as good or bad in themselves. It's how we use them or react to them that can lead to virtue or vice. So wealth in itself is neither good nor bad. It's just a tool. It's not the money, but the love of money. That's the root of all evil, as the saying goes. If we use wealth to help others, to improve ourselves and our communities, it can lead to virtue. Yet, if we use it to harm, deceive, or if we become attached to it, it can lead to vice. For Stoics, the pursuit of wealth is not inherently problematic. It's the attachment to wealth, the desire for it above all else, that causes issues. It's when we start to believe that wealth can bring us happiness that we lose our way. Because true happiness, according to Stoicism, comes from virtue, from living in accordance with nature and reason. Stoics teach us to be content with what we have, while striving to improve. They encourage us to pursue wealth, not for its own sake, but as a means to achieve our goals, to help others, to live a good life. So for Stoics, the pursuit of wealth is not a problem, but the attachment to it is. Knowing the principles of Stoicism is one thing, applying them in our lives is another. Now, let's delve into some practical tips on how we can incorporate Stoicism into our lives, with an eye towards wealth creation. Firstly, it's about managing our emotions. The Stoics believe that negative emotions like anger, anxiety, or fear stem from misunderstandings about the world. So whenever you find yourself feeling stressed or upset, ask yourself, am I upset because of the situation itself, or because of how I'm choosing to perceive it? Remember, our emotions are within our control, so don't let the stock market's ups and downs or the uncertainty of a business venture dictate your emotional state. Stay calm, stay composed, and stay focused on your goals. Secondly, focus on what you can control. In the pursuit of wealth, there are many variables out of our control: economic changes, market fluctuations, even luck. The Stoics teach us to focus our energy only on what we can control: our actions, our attitudes, our decisions. By focusing on these areas, we can make the best possible choices for our financial future, without wasting energy on things outside of our control. Lastly, the Stoics valued inner wealth above material wealth. This doesn't mean they rejected money or possessions, but they understood that true wealth comes from within. It's about being content with what you have, while still striving for more. It's about understanding that money is just a tool, not an end goal. So, as you journey towards financial wealth, don't forget to cultivate your inner wealth as well. Nurture your relationships, invest in your personal growth, and find joy in simple pleasures. And so, with these practical tips, we can begin to apply Stoicism in our lives, not just for wealth creation, but for a richer, more fulfilling life overall. Remember, wealth is not just about accumulating money, but also about achieving peace of mind and happiness. So, can Stoicism really help us become wealthy? We've traversed the origins of Stoicism, dissected its 4 virtues, and explored its relationship with wealth. Now, it's time to tie up all those loose threads and answer that question. Stoicism, as we've learned, is not just an ancient philosophy. It's a practical guide to life, one that can be seamlessly integrated into our modern world. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. It encourages us to view challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than obstacles. Remember the virtue of wisdom we discussed? It helps us make informed, rational decisions. In our pursuit of wealth, this virtue can guide us to make wise investments, to spend prudently, and to avoid financial pitfalls. And let's not forget courage, the virtue that pushes us to take calculated risks and step out of our comfort zones. In the world of finance, this virtue can lead us to seize lucrative opportunities that others might shy away from. Temperance, the virtue of moderation, is equally important. It reminds us that excess can lead to downfall. So, while we strive for wealth, we must also strive for balance, to live within our means and not let the pursuit of money consume us. Lastly, we come to justice, the virtue of fairness and equality. This virtue prompts us to use our wealth ethically and responsibly, to give back to society, and to make the world a better place. So yes, Stoicism can indeed guide us to wealth. Not just material wealth, but also emotional and spiritual wealth. It can help us cultivate resilience, contentment, and peace of mind, qualities that are just as valuable, if not more so, than money in the bank. In conclusion, let's remember the words of Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. So, let's strive for wealth, but let's also strive for contentment and peace of mind.